Good morning. I'm Diana Davis, and I wanted to spend a few minutes this morning talking to you about anxiety and your brain. We have a lot of great knowledge now, thanks to the fields of neuroscience and neuropsychology, a lot more understanding about the way that your brain gets involved in anxiety and producing anxiety and stress. I want to introduce you to a part of the brain called the amygdala. I don't know if you can see that. I know it's kind of small. The amygdala are two little almond-shaped parts of your brain on each side, and they are responsible for, amongst other things, they're responsible for interpreting when you're in danger and sending out the stress hormones that activate the fight, flight, or freeze response. And this process, this response, is involved in every anxiety reaction, every anxiety disorder. And the good thing is, because of what we now know from neuroscience, we know that there are certain activities that you can incorporate into your daily life. We call these lifestyle changes that can actually make your amygdala less reactive and less likely to initiate this fight, flight, or freeze response. We call these amygdala soothing activities. And one activity that's an amygdala soothing activity that I wanted to talk about today is called diaphragm breathing or diaphragmatic breathing. So when you start to feel anxious, or even for a lot of us just in our daily lives, we tend to breathe into our chest, sort of a shallow kind of breathing, and it gets more shallow when you get anxious or stressed out, or when you do start to have a fight or flight type response. If you want to kind of get to know what this breathing is like, you can try for a minute putting a hand here on your chest and sense that when you're doing this shallow breathing, that hand will sort of rise and fall. If you want to learn the diaphragm breathing, you can put a hand down here on your belly and try to picture that you're sending your breath down to your belly. And you can also picture that your lungs are like two balloons, and your diaphragm is this very strong muscle that sort of sits below them, and it drops down when you breathe in to allow your lungs to expand on all sides, so to the front, sides, and back. And when you breathe out, it gently presses up to release all of that air. Another technique that's really helpful with this exercise is called counted breath, or some people call it box breathing. It's very simple. You count you breathe into a slow count of 3 or 4, whatever feels good to you, and then pause at the top of the breath when your lungs feel full. You can pause for a count of 2, or you can pause for the full count that you breathed into, and then breathe out to that same slow count, making sure that all of the air comes out of your lungs, and then again pause for the same count. Doing this not only helps focus your attention on your breath and keeps your mind sort of focused and in the moment that way, but it also gives your body time to really fully absorb the oxygen that you're taking in, and to make that relaxation change in your brain. So when you do that, you're speaking essentially the language of the amygdala, and you're sending a message through your body to your amygdala that everything's okay, and that you don't need that anxiety response right now. You don't need that fight or flight response right now. And as I said, doing this on a regular basis, which, let's be honest, the best thing about this activity is you can do it anywhere, literally anywhere. You could be driving, you could be at work, you could be lying in bed. And the more you do it and the more you incorporate it into your daily life, the more you'll see those benefits of the changes to your brain, the less reactive amygdala, and the more you'll feel those benefits in your day-to-day life.